my name is Cowart. I am the rector here at Grace Memorial in Lynchburg. I'm also the dean of the Lynchburg Convocation, and I have the privilege of serving on the executive board for the diocese. Every year when we hear about the bishop's appeal around St. Nicholas Day, we have the opportunity to turn our attention outwards. Now, many of us already do that. That's what we do as faithful people. But in these appeals every year, we have the opportunity to do it together, to respond to God's call as a single faithful community across this diocese, as in fact we are. To me, this year, the St. Nicholas Day appeal has some special importance, and let me tell you about that. A couple of months ago, I was reading some news stories about parishes and dioceses that were raising funds for medical debt relief. And I was staggered by the impact. The modest campaigns were relieving hundreds of thousands and even in some cases millions of dollars in medical debt in those various regions. I started to get excited about it, and I recognized that my clergy colleagues here were reading some of those same articles, and we started to talk about what this might mean. Medical debt is devastating for anyone who encounters it. But for those who are unable to pay, that debt is perpetuated and sold off to somebody else, and the cycle continues again and again and again. Those who are unable to pay, those who are least likely to dig themselves out, are the ones who are in fact buried by that debt. So this act of stepping in and relieving that debt, of purchasing the debt for the purpose of forgiving it, to me that sounds a lot like gospel. So my colleagues and I got excited about what we could do. We started a campaign and we joined with this organization, RIP Medical Debt, who partners with churches to raise funds so that they can purchase debt for the purpose of forgiving it. As we got excited, we started to pledge what we could do, what we could contribute, and just in the clergy in Lynchburg alone, we pledged $5,000 for debt relief. And we wanted it to be here in Appalachia, in southwestern Virginia. And RIP Medical Debt was able to do that. They were already able to purchase some debt locally. So our first funds go directly to our own community. And that was really important to us. But then as we continued to talk, as we continued to get excited, Bishop Mark and the executive board joined us. They joined this campaign and offered to turn the St. Nicholas Day appeal towards medical debt relief. And one of the great things about that is not just the fact that we're doing it, but the very great impact that it can have in people's lives. Every dollar raised relieves $100 in actual debt. It forgives $100 in actual debt. Again, that sounds a lot like gospel. Another great benefit of working with this particular company, RIP Medical Debt, not only are they dedicated to joining us and keeping the funds local whenever possible, but they continue to work with the individuals who have been burdened by that debt to help them repair their credit score, to help them get a solid foundation so that they can continue in a healthy manner, so that they can rebound from the burden that had been on them. Also, you should know that when you're giving money through RIP Medical Debt to this year's St. Nicholas Day appeal, every dollar goes to the purpose that it's intended. There are no administrative costs because of how the campaign has been set up. So when you give to St. Nicholas Day appeal, you can know that this is going fully to the cause that we've been called to respond to. I hope that you have an opportunity to respond to the appeal this year. I hope that you have an opportunity to see that it is a way that we can respond to God's call together. And I pray that you have a blessed Advent and a Merry Christmas.